Welcome back to Terraria, Colbaria. And last time, we had kind of a montage episode where I just showed little bits of me doing all kinds of work that we needed to do to get prepared for hard mode. There's a few remaining things that I would like to do, and so I'm going to try to do some of them this episode, but with a bit more live action and commentary. One of them is trying to find a lava charm. And I figure the most likely place to find it will be somewhere down, you know, in here in kind of the cavern level that's around lava. I was thinking to myself, it's the case that, like over here, there was a special chest that the map maker had placed underground. And so I was trying to think of if there was any specific area that was kind of obvious that we would find one of those chests near the lava layer, and I don't know that there's a place. But I've been thinking about a few other things relative to the map and what we've explored and what we need to do. And so, let's see. Okay, it looks like I have lit up actually a whole section that's right over here. So where else can we go on the map that is kind of unexplored right at the moment? Maybe to the right down here. So I'm going to try to do that while I talk through some of these things. So, I think I've explored most of the overworld, and in the overworld I've placed a few things that will be useful for the future. We have an above ground mushroom biome house that we can eventually get the truffle NPC into. So we're ready for that NPC character. I think I might have actually just seen a chest down here. Hold on just a second. I have my own jungle where we can farm life fruit and things. Okay, that was not a chest. Is there any chest down here by any chance? No. Alright. Continuing to look around. I have my own jungle. I have an event arena. I need to expand the boss fighting arena for things like the twins and Skeletron. The little arena that I have right next to my house is going to be insufficient to fight either of those guys. I can probably just expand it a bit more to the right. Seems like a not completely unreasonable thing to do in terms of strategy for those boss fights. Or I could just build a new arena somewhere else, but I need more space to be able to kite those bad guys around, which seems to be the most effective strategy for fighting most of the bosses, honestly. It's all about kind of arena movement and kiting the guys so that they can't manage to get to you, and you have a chance to hit them either at range or to kind of escape attacks for a bit. And it just occurred to me, I was thinking about the above ground stuff that we have explored, and I'm actually not sure that I've explored everything on the surface. Like, we've covered the whole surface, but for example, there was this huge lake right here. Right before we reached the above-ground super jungle that the map maker had created. And it occurs to me that I never went and looked at the bottom of that lake to see if there was anything down there, because it was a really unusual-sized lake. And we already found one underwater surprise over at the rightmost ocean. Hello! Alright, this looks like another special room, because it has kind of a doorway over to the left. I'm just going to kind of dig straight up over here since it's convenient. Yeah, and pianos and multiple chests. This does not look like your typical underground cabin. And what painting is that? Finding gold. Neat. Gold seems appropriate given what the map maker has done. Alright, but that's just kind of an ordinary loot chest. Anything special in this one? Ooh! Bulky bone sword. That is definitely not something you would normally find in one of these chests. So I do think that this is mapmaker placed loot. Unfortunately, it was loot that perhaps I was supposed to find a little bit sooner, because that sword is not particularly amazing. At this point, I've got much better gear than that, but it's good that we're still continuing, hello, to find such things. Another extractinator. More gold coins, that's great as well. Alright, but I interrupted myself. I was saying that we have found other underwater surprises, and so I wonder actually if there's something below that lake. And so I need to check that the next time I go upstairs. And I'll actually have to go upstairs in the not too distant future because it'll be just about time for another fishing quest. What do we have here? Armored Tin Watch. Let's put it on really quick. Yeah, we got about another minute and a half before the next day and getting prepared for the next fishing quest. I guess... yeah, let's just try to continue exploring the caves for a little bit. I don't have to get back right at dawn to get that next fishing quest going. But then apart from those things, I think I'm just about ready for hard mode, and honestly, if we started hard mode a little bit early, we have some pretty good gear at this point. Picking up the Demon Scythe that we managed to get in the previous episode as a drop while I was building kind of my Wall of Flesh arena was also super lucky because that's a really useful weapon both against the Wall of Flesh as well as against all the bad guys that I'm going to fight in hard mode. I might even try reforging that, because I can imagine using that spell for a while. It's already got extra damage. I'll have to see how much it costs, because I might have to reforge it like 20 times to get something that's even better. And, in any case, obviously I found another... this looks like a normal underground cabin. With more Hermes boots and different things. Alright, and I see some kind of slime over here, so we'll continue digging through the wall. Let's see what other trouble we can get ourselves into over here for the next little bit. But then, in the not-too-distant future, we'll have to head back above ground and talk to the angler once again. I have a secret desire... well, I guess it's not really a secret if I'm telling you all. I have a desire to try to do this world's hard mode without ever breaking any demon altars. Which means that the only ways that you could get the next 3 ores, I believe, would be from the chests that you get from fishing, or any other chests that we might find somewhere in the map. And while the next ores are not strictly necessary, you can kind of go directly to boss fighting and try to skip past, what is it, Cobalt, Mithril, and Adamantite, or their equivalents. You could try to skip right past them and go immediately to Hallowed by defeating some of the bosses. It's really hard to do because with the gear that you have prior to getting those new ores, it's just tough. But at the same time, I think it would be fun to do. Okay, those are my own torches over there. So apparently we're catching back up with part of the land that I've explored already. But I would love to do that if it is possible. And I think the main way to do it would be to get a whole lot of fishing chests. And at this point, I've already gotten... or crates, is what they're called. And at this point, I do have a lot of crates, and if I keep doing my fishing quests, I'll get more before hard mode comes around. And so I'm hoping that I can pull off something amazing there. Alright, but I think we've explored a bit here. We did manage to find another of the mapmaker's rooms. Just trying to see if I see any pattern with where I find them underground, know where else to look. But I don't immediately see any kind of pattern. So let's go ahead and head home. I'm going to drop off some stuff really quickly, and then we will check out the next fishing quest. What do you got for me today, Maddie? Demons of the Underworld like voodoo. I might have this one, actually. I do not. Alright, let me go on a fishing quest really quick. One useful thing to know about fishing is that you don't always have to be in exactly the region that you'd think you'd have to be. And so I'm fishing, quote-unquote, in the underworld, but I'm actually down in the level above the underworld, where there's still a lot of water, but that works out just fine. And if my imp would help me out here, I think he'll finally figure it out and start attacking these guys for me. Or maybe he sees a piranha and he's been distracted. But I was going to say, having the imp out here really helps keep the monsters off you while you're fishing. There we go. I believe I have, yes, 5 extra. So that is great. So let's cash in this fishing quest. Grabbing some coins. Managed to get a couple more crates this time around as well. Silver coins, apprentice bait. Okay, great. And then I'm really keen now to go take a look at that crazy lake and see if there is anything underneath that lake. And so, let me drop off a few other things. Yeah, I think the inventory is in pretty good shape. But the lake by the jungle, now that I just talked about it, I'm really wondering, it was a big lake, if there might be something down there. Okay, here is the aforementioned lake. Let's put on... Warding Band of Regeneration is pretty nice. Let's switch it with the Cobalt Shield. Put on some diving gear. And I have some glow sticks so we can see underwater. And let's go down here and see if there's anything to be discovered. Sprinting along the bottom underwater. And that's almost kind of a too perfect shape here right at the bottom with some clay. And so I'm just going to dig through the clay just in case there's anything amazing down here. Do I not have my shadow orb going? Let's go ahead and get that going. So it can offer some light below, but it doesn't look like there's actually anything down here. Except possibly eventually a cave. I do see some blink root growing down there, but it's probably just kind of normal cave stuff. Alright. How about on this side of the lake? Anything? Bueller? Nope, we just get to the tree. Alright, just to kind of double and triple check then, I am going to go down into the caves that I see down here. Because for such a deep lake, it just seems like there ought to be something down here, right? Well, digging straight down just brought me into some cave systems that are kind of right on the edge of the jungle on one side, but don't appear to have anything special in them. I suppose it's possible that the lake is there mostly to isolate the jungle, so that if a portion of the world on one side of the lake gets, you know, corrupted or hallowed, maybe the rest of the jungle doesn't as well. But really, the jungle is so big, it seems very likely that that's going to happen regardless. I'm just trying to see if I can get into the map maker's head and imagine another justification for that lake. I was looking on the map and there's another unusual size lake right over here. So let me get the diving gear back on, and let's go check this one out. So I don't remember if I've been to the bottom of this one either. What might we have down here? Hello, piranha. Alright, that kind of keeps going down. Down here. Alright, and this does seem like it's going back up, so let's try to get to the bottom of this. Piranhas and zombies. Possibly some more jungle cave system. And let's go try the other side as well. If I go down here, anything different? Oh, look at this. There's a jellyfish statue. I don't remember if that's a functional statue or not. If it is, that might be my ticket to getting the jellyfish necklace that I've been looking for. Hey, the jellyfish statue does spawn jellyfishes. So that is really cool. That also means free glow sticks, effectively. Because when the jellyfish spawn out of water, obviously they can't go anywhere. They can only swim. And I can actually do this AFK, because my imp can just kind of do all the work for me. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to sit around here and see if I can get a jellyfish necklace in any case, and I'm also going to inspect the map and see if there's any other surprises that I ought to be taking a look out for. Okay, so one other thing on the map is I went down to the base of the jungle over here. I did not go up the other side of the Crimson Volcano, it looks like. And so I should definitely take a look at that as well. Oh, look, and there's the jellyfish necklace. Alright, well, that was super terrific. That is something that I really wanted, and now I have it. Hooray, hooray. And so, with the jellyfish necklace, we can combine it with the diving gear to make the jellyfish diving gear, which lets you swim, extends underwater breathing, and provides light underwater, which is very nice. You don't have to be holding glow sticks all the time. Alright, that is super terrific. Another day, another fishing quest. So that is great. Let me go cash this in, and we'll go check out by the Crimson Volcano. Angler vest. Hey! That is very nice. Increases fishing level. Great. So, both of those things will increase fishing level now. That'll be really helpful. How did I never notice this before? There's a floating tree right here that's got furniture and all kinds of things inside of it. Is this the imbuing station? It is. And there's a living loom. There's another hornet statue. I'll take that. Another clock where I can check the time. Another imbuing station. And what do we have over here? Another mana flower and some other things. Wow. Fascinating. I can't believe I walked past this a number of times before. And, alright, we should get up onto the top of this and see if there's anything on top of this tree as well. Sometimes I am not the most astute observer. And this would appear to be one of those times. Alright, I don't see anything else in the canopy right there. But let's keep our eye out for any other trees like that. For example, here's another tree, this actual tree that goes up, and so let's check it out and see if there's anything special about it. This looks more like one of the trees that one would just normally find in the map. And so this might just be here from another map for decoration or whatever. And the same with this one? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so here is the gap between here and the Crimson. There's the place that we managed to harvest a few spike traps that we're already putting to good use. Here is a little bit of jungle that we've already explored. And okay, here is something that I have not explored, I don't think. Or if I did, I think I probably died, because if I opened this chest... Oh! Looks like I might have gotten something out of that chest like right as I died or something. Or maybe my inventory was full and I forgot to come back here. I don't remember. But let's see what kind of enemies we find here, and possibly we might find more traps. I see some spikes inside. I imagine that I won't be able to get inside of here. Just, oops! Alright, I hit a button here. Do I have any red wire stuff in my inventory right now? What is this? Oh, it's a butterfly that I picked up before. Alright, there's definitely a pressure plate there. And so, let's actually pick up the pressure plate and see if and what it is wired to. Nothing, apparently. Because none of the red wire is lighting up. Alright, but it appears that I can actually fight lizards down here, which are probably going to kill me now that I think about it. Let's see, I have the demon scythe. Let's use that, shall we? That should do some nice work against these guys. I don't know that these guys have any particularly useful drops for me, and I imagine I'm going to, yes, run across a door that I need a key in order to get any farther in. But it is possible to farm some of these guys. I don't think they have any useful drops, though. So I don't know that there's any use in... I guess possibly they drop the power cells, but again, I wouldn't be able to use the power cells until I got inside the temple. And I probably wouldn't be much of a match for the golem right now anyway. Let's see if there might be any other traps around this temple. Oh, here's some deathweed, which I'll go ahead and grab. I see, and now we just start climbing up the side of the Crimson Volcano, presumably. I'm definitely going to try to light all of this up on the map, and then we'll get kind of an overview of exactly what's down here. Okay, so here's a better look at this area on the map, and it just occurred to me, is this a jungle temple, or is this the jungle temple? Normally it would be buried deeper. It occurs to me that I haven't really found another jungle temple, and so possibly this might just be one of a number of them, and maybe I should look for other jungle temples as well. I'm going to try to dig down alongside this one just to get a sense of how deep it goes. Oops, hello. And try to stay alive in the process. And I'll bring you guys back in as I find interesting things. Okay, so I think I've got a sense of the size of this temple based on some of the outlining that I've just done along the left-hand side. And so this could be big enough to be quote-unquote the jungle temple. But I am curious now if there might be another one. But I don't know that I'm going to go looking for it right at the moment. looking around at other places on the surface that I haven't really explored. The other one is kind of going inside the Crimson Volcano. I still don't have a lava charm, but I imagine that if I took an obsidian skin potion, I could probably do some exploring over there, so I'm gonna head over there next.